Hello and welcome back to another beer review. I'm Ben the Beer Lad, and today we're doing day 11. No, what the hell, day 11? No, it's day 5. What the fuck? I don't know. Anyway, I know where I've got that from. Anyway, day 5. 6? What day am I on? I'm on 6. God, it's a long day. Anyway, this is next day of the beer, the Ladvent calendar. This is Sinister Brew, and this is the Shadow Puppet Raspberry and Chocolate Barrel Aged Imperial Stout at 11.4%. That's where I got the 11 from. I think I'm just a day behind. Anyway, this is can 515 out of 600, and this obviously has come from the Market Bottle Shop. Excuse the hair, it is a mess. I have just showered, so it's just drying. So, Guff on the back says this Imperial Stout is a blend of two different stouts, both aged in Scottish whisky barrels for over a year, then re-fermented on Scottish raspberries and loads of cacao, hopefully giving the feel and flavour of a Cranachan, the king of Scottish dessert. I don't know if I've pronounced that right. And like the dessert, it's not sweet. And yeah, like the dessert, it's not sweet and has whiskey delight, but it also may get a bit messy with all the raspberries. This Imperial is ready to be drunk now, hopefully with a mate. It's barrel aged, so you may have the taste of spirits in there. Drink at whatever temperature you want. This has been in the fridge like all my beers, and yeah, that can art is fantastic, and that is who made it. That is at send.doggos. Looks cool. Let's crack it open and see what we got. Got myself my sampling glass, so we'll get the best experience in quotation marks. I'll do that. I can give it a proper swill. Look at that. So there's the beer, lovely jet black beer, no head on that, and there is a massive alcohol ring. Looks lovely. Let's get a smell and see what we get, shall we? I look like mad, don't I? Oh, chocolate and raspberry straight away. Dark chocolate, milk chocolate. A lovely, lovely hit of sweet, slightly tart raspberries. Do you know when you can smell a tartiness? Anyway, I look crazy. I look like an absolute basket case. It smells good. It smells sweet but still bitter and dark and rich. Let's get a mouthful for body and carb. Carbs light, you get a nice tingle with a nice alcohol feel on that. Body's medium full. Medium full, and yeah, nice alcohol, covers the palate, gets the inside of the cheeks. So far so good. Let's get a big old taste, shall we? Cheers. It's nice. Don't know whether the fridge helps, but the alcohol sort of numbed the flavour a little. It's a good beer though. You can still, that's how much flavour is in it though, is that the alcohol's numbed it, and you can tell because it coats the palate and it stops the flavour sort of getting to your tongue and your taste. But there's that much that you can still taste it quite intensely. So the whole thing's encased in whiskey. Tastes fantastic. You've got a nice whiskey bubble for the beer. That's the start and end of the beer, and it's a lovely lingering flavour. You've got oak, wood, smoky richness, you know, that sort of woody, not savoury, but you know what I mean. Roasted malts, dark chocolate, hint of milk chocolate, a little bit of vanilla, but not a massive. It's really on the dark, rich, bitter flavours. The raspberries are towards the end of the beer. It's that nice little sweet kick at the end, but not a massive. It is again relying on the richness, the darkness, the malty roastedness of all the flavours. Like I say, the oak and the wood and the smoke add to that sort of depth and that richness, pardon me, and the bitterness and the roastedness. It's a lovely beer. If you like your darks, your riches, your bitters, well, I say bitter, but if you like the darkness and the richness of a stout and the bitterness it brings, this is right up your street. I think it's a fantastic beer. I like at room temperature it gets more intense. I've got a feeling. I think it's one of them. Stick it at room temperature, it's going to be very intense. intense stout, really, really strong and bold and in flavour. I might come back to it at room temperature. I might come back just to see what it's like, see if it does make a difference, and if I do, the review will carry on. But at the minute, that'll be the end of the review. I'm going to go away and enjoy it. It's 11.4%. It is a Friday night, and yeah, that is a fantastic beer. Sinister have knocked it out of the park. It's a stunning beer. Wouldn't say it's beer of the year worthy, but it's definitely up as a good beer. So, Sinister Brew Shadow Puppet, a raspberry and chocolate barrel-aged Imperial Stout at 11.4 out of 10. It has a solid 9.5 out of 10. It's just missing, I think, a bit more raspberry, a little bit more chocolate. But like I say, I'm going to come to it when it gets to room temperature, see what it's like, see if it makes a difference. Yeah. So, if this is the end of the review, then if you've had it, please let me know. Let me know what you think. If you like it, if you don't, if you've not had it, the link will be down below for Sinister. But you can't get them on Sinister's website. But they have a list of where you can buy their beers. So, if there's a shop local to you on that list, go and pick one up. Go and pick some Sinister up, because Sinister are just really, really nice company, really nice beers. Yeah, it's just fantastic stuff. Sorry. But link will be down below. This came from the Market Bottle Shop. There were, when I last went in, which was a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, there were a few left, but they may have sold since then. So down to you whether you want one or not. But yeah, just go and have a look. If you like the video, thumbs up, thumbs down, all that usual stuff. If you want to subscribe, consider doing so, because the show must go on, etc, so on and so forth. And I'll see you later. Hello, welcome back. I've been away, and I have, hold on, let me sort my camera. I have been away, and I have now come back to reviewing this beer at room temperature, and I do believe it needs not a re-review, but a little add-on, which is what I'm doing. I've only had a mouthful, literally like a little sip. I basically poured in that much, had a quick try, make sure it's different, and I can confirm it is a very, very different beer. So, just to add on to it, I'll top myself up a little bit of a glass. Alcohol's still the same, you can still see the ring, everything. Anyway, it smells different, that's what I mean. Oh, it's got a fizz. So on the nose, the alcohol comes through a lot more. It is more intense. Whiskey, barrel, wood, nice smokiness in it. That wasn't there when it's at cold, like fridge temperature. It's got a lovely hit of alcohol to it. Is that in my glass? Is that just floaters? Is that floaters? There are floaters in this. See in there? Floaters around the top. Anyway, mouthful. Let's go. So the body and carbs still the same, obviously, that's not going to be an issue. Flavour. The thing I had before, when it was cold, was there was raspberry, sure, but the alcohol sort of numbed the palate, so it didn't come through as much. Now, it's got this lovely, slight tartiness to it. The raspberry comes through quite a good amount. You still got the whiskey as the encasement of the beer, and you've got the barrel, the wood, the oak, nice smoky flavour. Pardon me. And around about a third of the way through, a raspberry comes through with the chocolate, dark milk. You've got a nice contrast of bitter and creaminess from both chocolates, and you've got the raspberry just sitting on top. This nice slight tartiness, this just nice raspberry flavour, which sits above the rest of the beer. It doesn't last long. It does last about from a third to a half of the way of the beer. It's just a little tartiness, a nice bit of raspberry, just a nice kick that comes in from the nowhere, and it's just this really nice flavour that isn't there at fridge temperature. I would recommend drinking this at fridge and then letting it get up to room temperature. Sit, savour, just enjoy it. And then you get a contrast of what it's like cold, what it's like room temperature, and you can really tell the difference. Overall, still really good beer. Fantastic. I love it. I think it tastes a little better now that I've got the raspberries. Yeah, overall fantastic beer. So I'm going to actually go away now, enjoy this beer. Yeah, so Sinister Brews Shadow Puppets Raspberry Chocolate Barrel Aged Imperial Stout out of 10. That gets properly now full 10 out of 10 at room temperature. It's fantastic, lovely tartness. It's chocolate, creamy, slightly bitter, lovely bit of whiskey. The whiskey is a bit more, I'd say, not mellow, but it's definitely a bit on the mellower side, the more subtler side than it was before. But it's still, all flavours are there. Fantastic, beautiful beer. Sinister, knocking out the park once again. Yeah, usual caper. Links down below. Blah de blah de blah. If you like, blah de blah. If you want to subscribe, once again. Anyway, I shall see you later.